this year and next year are going to kind of be very unique times in terms of our Advent daily Mass readings. Let me explain. Things get a little bit strange, I guess, maybe the way to put it. After the third Sunday in Advent, after Pepto-Bismol Sunday, as I'm dressed in the pink there, the readings that we get will vary from year to year as to whether we hear them or not. Because once December 17th happens, so a week before Christmas, once December 17th happens, all the readings then change to the infancy narratives, to the beginning of the Gospel of Matthew and the Gospel of Luke, starting this Saturday on the 17th, where you'll hear the genealogy, the Gospel of Matthew. So this year is unique because we're going to get all the readings in the third week of Advent. We're going to get everyone, which includes a reading that's kind of repeated from this Sunday's Gospel. The only difference is this is Luke's version instead of Matthew's version. Next year, we're not going to get any of them, because Christmas is on a Monday. The fourth Sunday of Advent is going to be the 24th. Wait till you see that Mass schedule next year, because we're going to have Masses in the morning and then we're going to have Masses in the evening. And you have to go to both of them. So don't even ask, okay? All right? But pretty much this whole week, the third week of Advent, those readings get skipped. But anyways, I just in case you're interested in that sort of thing. So we're kind of going to, the church is kind of going to stretch, so to speak, as to, what readings to include. It's trying to fill some space. And so today we get Isaiah 45. So for those of you that, again, are familiar with Isaiah from listening to me, at chapter 39, it changes, And then from chapters 40 to 66, we're going to have a lot of consolation oracles. And then we get one of these today. Here's the question, though. This is very fascinating. Who is this prophecy addressed to? You would think, well, it's to the people or to the leaders. And the answer is, well, neither of them. It's addressed to Cyrus, who is going to be the king of Persia. And Persia is going to be the empire that's going to bring back the Israelites. They're going to let them come back to their land and let them settle back in Jerusalem and even let them rebuild their temple. But it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same as it used to be. And that's the problem. That's the problem in all this. Today's prophecy is again, Isaiah talking to Cyrus to tell them how great and mighty their Lord and God is. He's the God that forms the light and creates the darkness. He's the God that, justice descends like dew upon the earth. He's the God who's the creator of the heavens, the designer and maker of the earth. But in all this, and it got me thinking a little bit, when we think of the glory of God, we often think of, again, the mighty works of God. And there's definitely that component of it. And to someone, a foreign leader like Cyrus, I guess that's where you will begin when you talk about the glory of God. You tell him, how small he is and how great and big God is. But then when you have a feast day today of John the Cross and you hear that opening prayer, that collect, and then you hear the words, it's through the passion, it's through the suffering where the glory of God is revealed. How God is so powerful that he takes something as weak and feeble, as suffering and death. He takes that to even show how great and mighty he is. That he's a God that can enter death and overcome it. He's a God that, as we continue on in the Advent season, a God that can become so vulnerable and place himself as an infant in the hands of creatures, Joseph and Mary, literally make himself so vulnerable that he can put himself in their hands for, and rely on them for the protection of the infant God, you know. God just loves to really use the weak, the insignificant in this life to really also show his power. And I think he does so to make himself approachable. You know, the God that is described in Isaiah, you know, to King Cyrus is one that's like, okay, you know, stay back. You know, don't see the glory of God lest I die. But now when we see the advent and the God coming to us, he comes to us in such a very low and innocent way. Because he's a God that is just on a mission to have us enter in his covenant. And a God that wants us to be with him. May God bless you.